Volodymyr Zelensky has said that it would not be easy to replace him as Ukraine's president. And this comes as US leaders suggested that he may have to resign after a contentious Oval Office meeting with President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. Talking to British media after a summit of European leaders in London, Zelensky repeated his offer to step down in exchange for NATO membership for Ukraine. And Trump's national security advisor, Mike Waltz, told US media that we need a leader that can deal with the US, eventually deal with the Russians and end this war. He added that if it becomes apparent that President Zelensky's either personal motivations or political motivations are divergent from ending the fighting in this country, then I think we have a real issue. House Speaker Mike Johnson also questioned whether Zelensky was fit for the job, saying that if the Ukrainian leader does not come back to the negotiating table in gratitude, someone else needs to lead Ukraine.
Well, something has to change. Either he needs to come to his senses and come back to the table in gratitude, or someone else needs to lead the country to do that. I mean, it's up to the Ukrainians to figure that out. But I can tell you that we are re-exerting peace through strength.
UK's ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, has said that Ukraine should be the first to commit to a ceasefire. Mandelson told ABC News that US and Ukraine must get back on the same page. He called for Zelensky to give his unequivocal backing to the initiative that President Trump is taking for peace in Ukraine, adding that Kiev should be the first to commit to a ceasefire and defy the Russians to follow. The public spat at the Oval Office resulted in Zelensky leaving the White House without the anticipated signing of a preliminary pact on sharing Ukrainian mineral rights. Before the meeting, Trump had labeled Zelensky a dictator who has been occupying office without elections. Zelensky flew to UK after the Trump meeting to attend a crisis meeting of European and other partners called by Prime Minister Keir Starmer. After the summit in London, Zelensky reiterated that he will quit as president of Ukraine if Ukraine was given a NATO membership. Discussing the idea of his replacement with the media, Zelensky claimed the only way to stop him from leading Ukraine was to stop him from contesting elections. Zelensky said, given the support, simply replacing him will not be simple. He said it's not enough to just hold an election. You need to also not let me run. And this will be a bit more difficult. Looks like you will have to negotiate with me, quote unquote. Trump has said, and he said this last month, that Ukraine can forget about joining NATO in any statement, in any settlement. And Russia has cited potential Ukrainian membership in NATO as a reason for its invasion 3 years ago. So it's a clear red line for Russia since the beginning. The US president has also previously criticized NATO allies for not spending enough and not spending much on defense. He feels that the US has an unreasonable burden in ensuring the security of member nations. Meanwhile, Trump's advisor Elon Musk has publicly supported the idea that the United States should pull out from both the NATO and the UN. Reacting to a post on social media, Musk responded saying, I agree to the user's suggestion that it's time to leave NATO and the UN. Musk, who is leading Trump's cost-cutting initiative with Doge, flew back with the president to the White House on Sunday.